And welcome to the BEASTwriter family, where social media engagement is encouraged. I'm your host, Ryan Sakamoto, and I have the honor of meeting and talking to Michael Miller, who owns the 49ers Facebook group, 49ers Fans for Life. Michael Miller, how are you doing today, buddy?
Doing great, doing great.
So I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming on to my show, I should say. But let's go ahead and discuss the news that we talked about off the record as it pertains to the draft compensation that the 49ers received. Go ahead and talk about that.
The Niners just received three compensation picks, which is 102 in the third round, 103, and then in the fifth round, a number 181, which was for the Quan Alexander trade.
Okay.
And that's a comp pick. So we still do have the Quan Alexander trade because these are all comp picks. So maybe we have 4 fifth-round picks now. That's more than I thought then.
A lot of compensation, man. A lot of compensation. And let's talk about Fred Warner. I think that's a topic that everyone wants to talk about. We were obviously talking about this before we went live. And what is your take on Fred Warner? And do you think ultimately he will be traded?
I think he will be traded. And the reason why I say it is because just like he went back last year with DeForest Buckner, they praised him. He's going to be part of the team. We want to re-sign him, and all this. And they're doing the same thing with Fred Warner right now. We want him. We want to, on the team and everything. We just don't have the salary cap to do it. The word is that I think they've given Trent Williams an offer. So that's going to eat up a whole lot of the cap right there. And we just don't have room for a guy that's going to command $18 to $20 million a year. I understand we could backload contracts, but that's an awful lot of backloading if you were to do so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And some of the teams that you spoke about, I think you bring up great points. Let's go ahead and talk about those teams and why you think those teams would be natural fits for a guy like Fred Warner.
Yeah, I think the Miami Dolphins, because they have 2 first-round picks and a couple second-round picks. You also got the Jets have 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick and stuff. They also have the money that can go out and sign a all-pro linebacker. And, I think they would take it in a trade. I don't say we're going to get the second overall pick or the third overall pick, but we could get like the 23rd or they have the 17th pick in Miami and get something like that and use that towards going after and getting our quarterback. Right. I think it's obvious that Cal and them want to bring in, say, a Sam Darnold to be a vet quarterback for us while the rookie comes in and maybe takes a year or 2 before he comes out and does his thing.
Right on. Great analysis. That's great points, man. Great points. If you don't follow Michael Miller on his Facebook group, go ahead and do that. It's 49ers Fans for Life. They have well over 100,000 members now.
117 almost. Yeah.
117,000, excuse me, and growing. I was in there when it was about 60 or 70,000, and it just ballooned from there. So awesome group. Be sure to follow Michael Miller. He's also on Facebook, so you can follow him there. But his Facebook group is 49ers Fans for Life. That's where you're going to find all the 49ers content. And he is the man. He is the admin, the head honcho over there in that group. So there's a reason why it's over 100,000 members in that group, right?
A lot of work, 10 years worth of it to get there, but it's there.
It's a lot of work, and you can tell he's passionate. Just look on his background. He has Jerry Rice, Alden Smith. What do you think about
Alden
him?
Smith. Yeah, he was my favorite player and I heard when you and Grant just talked about it, y'all know a little inside story about it. And yeah, I hate that Colin Kaepernick messed that deal up for us.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He really did. Yeah, I know that story through and through. Got a lot of insight on that. And I was actually the one that was like the forefront of what was going on there. People are asking, is it true? It's true. It's sad, but it's true. Let's go ahead, and Sanjo Sonny is in your group. See, you have somebody in your group. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Don't forget, subscribe and hit that little bell thing so you get all the notifications.
Yep. Subscribe.
Ryan's going to be on.
Yep. Hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. So 704 bound Charlotte. For those who don't know, Michael Miller, I don't know if you know this. Well, actually, you do know this. I cover all 32 NFL teams now. Obviously, I picked up a lot of Carolina Panthers fans. I love Carolina Panthers fans because they're so nice. I never met a mean Carolina Panthers fan. Have you?
No, they're all nice.
They're all nice, right? Like
Yeah.
I would have to argue and say, like, there's certain fan bases that target a certain demographic, and those fans are just flat out disrespectful, mean, very grimy. It's just a different type of a fan base. But the Carolina Panthers fans, I love them. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's not like the Eagles. We don't want to go to an Eagle game. Yeah, I almost had to wear an Eagles jersey, and I wouldn't do it. I just went in there, nothing on, to watch the Eagles game when the Niners played them. Because you can go in there with a Niners jersey on, you may not make it out.
Are you serious?
It's that bad.
Wow, that's not good. All right, Rexy Superman says, what happened with CK? Oh, what happened with Colin Kaepernick and Aldis Smith? Well, there's some beef there that went on behind the scenes. Obviously, I went into that detail. I'm not going to unhash that story, but basically, you can Google it; it'll pop up. TMZ reported it as well, so there's a lot of good things there, but everything in there is basically true for the most part. All right, Michael Miller, let's go ahead and talk about more 49ers content. You're obviously the man behind the scenes when it comes to your Facebook group. Let's go ahead and discuss what the 49ers will do at pick number 12. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I think it's going to be a quarterback. I think they would like to have Mac Jones at 12 because I don't think the other guy will be available. Wilson from BYU. I think he's going to be going to the Jets unless there's a way that we can get the Jets' second overall pick. And I don't know if you can put an Armstead and Fred Warner together in order to get that second overall pick. I don't know, but that would be about the only way you would do. You'd have to give up a boatload to get that pick. I mean, it's going to be very valuable. So, but I think Mac Jones, if we stay put at 12, is going to be the pick. I think they're also wanting to bring in a vet, and I'm pretty sure Sam Darnold, the rumors of going around on that, I think we are looking at him. I don't think we're going to try to overpay for him. Right. But I think, being that we got now 2 third-round picks, we could package both of them third-round picks together and get him, or a third this year and third next year,
Good point.
That's what I think is going on. But Zach Wilson is my draft crush. If we could get one quarterback, that's who I want. But Mac Jones is a close number 2.
I agree with you. So Rexy Superman has a question for me. He said, Ryan, thoughts on Mac? So obviously I'm at 12. So obviously you just spoke about that. I like Mac Jones, not just because I'm a huge Alabama Roll Tide fan. Everyone knows that. But Mac Jones is very accurate in all 3 levels. He can make all the throws. And I like how he goes through his progressions. That's one of the things that I think you look for, aside from his accuracy, is how does the player go through his progressions, especially when under duress, when under pressure. Does he fold under pressure? He does not. And people talk about, he had the best offensive line in the SEC. Well, yeah, it's the SEC. It's on Alabama. LSU had a great offensive line, too, with Joe Burrow. They also had great supporting cast with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss's son, Justin Jefferson.
Look who Alabama plays. They play the top talent every year, too.
There you go. So I think it's such BS that people can just knock a player because of the supporting cast he has around him. That's the reason why these college teams are always a perennial powerhouse in the college football playoff, because there are going to be 5 to 7 first-round draft picks on that team. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. All right. So Rexy Superman from YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Rex, I appreciate you. Mac with Kyle, though, what about Ryan Fitzmagic? Or does he saying Magic or Mac?
Ryan Fitzpatrick, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Is that who he's talking about?
Yeah, maybe. What do you think about Ryan Fitzpatrick? Let's go ahead and talk about that regardless. What are your thoughts on him?
I think he would be a good guy to come in for 1 year as well as drafting a quarterback in the first round for somebody that can teach him and they can learn under. That wouldn't be a bad deal. And I think he'd be a cheap deal at maybe $6 to $7 million a year, somewhere in there.
Right. I think it'd be a good stop bridge gap quarterback, like you said, for 1 to 2 years, where a quarterback, like let's say our draft crush from the quarterback position, I'm in agreement with you. I think it's Zach Wilson from BYU. I think he's the best fit. A lot of people don't like his inconsistency in his play, but that can be coached up. You and I both know that. The guy just brings so much to the table that some of these other quarterbacks don't have. And one of the things I see in Zach Wilson's game is a little bit of Steve Young. Now, not just because he comes from BYU, because Look at how he extends plays, and by extending plays, I mean running. When you look at a guy like Zach Wilson, you can see a guy that can actually run these naked bootlegs, right? That's what Steve Young was so good at doing, right?
Yeah.
Making players move laterally and then countering over the top with deep field accuracy. That's what you see in Zach Wilson's game. The question comes down to whether or not he can do it consistently enough at the next level, because he has been somewhat inconsistent and the sample size to pull from has been very small. However, I think you would agree that Zach Wilson is the best fit for the 49ers offense. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and Zach Wilson also said that he was the best fit for the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's offense, because he went on YouTube or somewhere and said that's who he would fit the best is the 49ers offense. So, yeah, I mean, I'd give up the whole draft for him, but that's just me. I mean, I love him to death.
So David Yang says, Fitz tragic, doesn't even know our system. Why would we want him to come in and be a bridge for a rookie?
Well, he's been in the NFL long enough to know and can pick up offenses a lot better than, say, a rookie could. I think he would be really good at it. I mean, Miami's got some of the same stuff that we do too, in their offense. So I think he would pick it up easy. He's not around in the NFL this long because he can't pick up an offense.
Right. Exactly. I would have to agree with you 110%. I think you hit it on the nail, Michael. Great analysis. Again, if you don't follow Michael Miller, go ahead and do that. 49ers Fans for Life. It's the #1 Facebook group in the nation. I don't think anyone has more members than you do. Actually, when I'm looking at it, I don't think no one does. So #1 Facebook group. There's a reason why Michael Miller's the head honcho there. Go ahead and you can engage with him. He talks to the fans, and there's a lot of good feedback and content analysis over there. Last topic before I got to get going. I got to get to the gym and do some podcasts myself. So again, thank you for coming on to the show. But what topic would you want to discuss as we head out of this podcast? Like, what's something that you want people to know as it pertains to the San Francisco 49ers and what you think they'll do moving forward?
Well, I'd like for all the fans to realize, no matter what position is, if you can upgrade it, do so. Don't fall in love with players. If you can use a player, say Bosa, Fred Warner, George Kittle, any of them, even Jimmy Garoppolo, if you can trade them or do something to make your overall team better, don't be afraid to do so.
Right on.
That's what it's all about, is the Niners. We need to win championship rings.
Exactly.
That's it.
We hit on the nail. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for tuning in. Again, if you don't follow him on Facebook, go ahead and do so. 49ers Fans for Life is his Facebook group. And again, thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you. We'll be in touch soon. Everyone loves what you had to say, obviously. And if you're willing to come back on my show, I'd love to have you.
Thank you, and I appreciate it, and I would love to.
All right. Take it easy, Mike. Take care.